We're going to have a video which discusses readjusting or coming to American culture from an American perspective and also from an international student perspective.
And how does it connect with the rest of Jesus' class? I think all of us have so many questions to ask, but I think we have few people to answer them. Everything is different. Everything is different. It's kind of irritating because even though you're from Africa, they say, oh, are you from Africa? Yes. Some people will say, but do you live in the forest? Nobody is born in the forest. You can't live in the forest. You have to live in a house. In the United States, people are not friendly. You can find somebody walking in the street by himself, don't even talk, You cannot go to the house of somebody you don't know. They are all Americans. You call the police, why this guy come to my house? I don't know. But in Sudan, they can ask you, have you got those? Are you new to this place? They can ask you that. You say, I'm new to this place, they can show you where you are. You can even talk to them. It is a question to ask them, how do people work in this area? How do people feel when you ask somebody, now can you show me a way? How do they feel, That's different, you cannot even ask him because these are different people. Huh? It's very difficult, I don't know. I'm not going to be acquainted with this life here.
Alright, so after watching that video, obviously he was from Sudan and he came to America, and he was explaining how he felt. So what kind of emotions does this video evoke, especially having him see Americans? That's his perception of Americans. So what kind of emotions does this video evoke in you? Thank you.
I could see where that it was in Africa. It's a culture where everyone is friendly with each other, openly friendly with each other, and Americans are more rugged individuals, so centered on their own lives and doing their own thing. And I could feel empathy for him because it's so sad and it's hard to adjust for him.
All right, thank you. You wanted to share something?
I was going to agree with the guy on the video. I think we have that also amongst ourselves as Americans, because I ran track here, and we go down south, and I think you always hear that term Southern hospitality, and I think that's really emphasized, because it seems like down south, like they really go out to help a neighbor, they really go out to help a stranger, and then like up north, they just like, how they just sitting there and you can walk by, you can speak to somebody and they just look at you, or not speak, they just look at you and keep walking. So I think I totally agree with that.
Okay. And so after making that comparison, why do you think it is that America is so, well, even I guess you said more specifically the North is so, I guess you can say cold or kind of isolated. They isolate themselves. So what might make that happen? Anybody want to share?
I think it's just we value independence. It's one of the things is you have to do this stuff yourself, or if you can't do it by yourself, and you're not as big of a person, or we really value that you need to learn how to do something by yourself for yourself, and not rely on other people as much.
So I guess you could say it's more so kind of the space of independence kind of thing. All right. Does anybody else? You want to input?
Yeah, sure. Also, I also think it's, like you said, I think the American culture promotes individualism, where everybody has to be on their own. You have to be able to do things by yourself. Whereas in Africa, it's more like you have your tribe, you have your family, where everyone is interconnected. You could go to, for instance, I could go to Zilzas if I was from South Africa, and I could relate with him, maybe he's from my tribe and stuff like that. Whereas in America, everyone is on their own. Even if you have a family, you're still your own person, Whereas back home, it's like, everyone is connected. So I think that's like one of the major things. Yeah.
All right, thank you for that. So does anybody else have anything they want to add on why America is so, I guess, independent, isolated?
Yeah, I just wanted to pretty much say what I think somebody else said before about having the different differences in the different parts of the United States. I've noticed that too. It's that up here, seems like we're just more closed up or clammed up and more protective of each other. Maybe because there's more bigger cities up here, and if you're talking about like the East Coast of New York City, there's a lot of crime in big cities and people are more protective. But I think it's just that people are adjusting to where they live. In some places it's open and friendly because there's not a lot of bad things that go on, and then other places people are more protective because there are some things that they need to be protected from. And also, I'm writing an article on this from newspapers, so if everybody could say their name and where they're from, that would be nice so they could relay this to my article. Thank you. Oh, and your year if you go to school here.
All right, so a little interjection there. If anybody has anything to say to CM Light, he's right here in the corner. So afterwards, if you want to talk to him, he'll be there. Also, I want to remind everybody about the note cards. If you have any questions, just kind of move them to the side of the aisle, to the end of the aisle, and somebody will come pick them up for you. Then we can have the Q&A session. And also, along with that video, has anybody ever experienced another culture in which they felt more comfortable as opposed to being here in America?
Towards Americans or towards
It's towards everybody. Anybody ever been, like, even if you were from somewhere else and you came to America and you felt more comfortable in your native land? I guess you didn't say or no. All right, so does anybody have anything to say about that?
First off, your question is asking you feel like more comfortable when coming to the United States than usually?
Well, I mean, you can, it's more so,